Hey there, legendary souls. Welcome back to Unconventional Counseling. I am so excited. I'm so excited. We've got some new hair, we've got some new energy. It is a new year, it's a new calendar year. It's either a new calendar year for you and it's gearing up to a new year when the spring equinox happens, or it's a brand new year right now and it's just going to keep amplifying, it's just going to keep going. So we're in a 9 year. 2 plus 2 plus 5 in terms of 2025 gives us 9. And in terms of numerology, 9 is like, it's an inflection point. It is the last of the cycle. In terms of numerology, we tend to count things 1 through 9. And then we start over again at 1. We can call it 10, but really it's 1 again. The same with if we keep counting. You always reduce. So 10 becomes 1, 11 becomes 2, 13, 12 becomes 3, 13 becomes 4, right? And so on. So really the core of our numerological system is 1 through 9. We're at the end of something right now. And you might be seeing this everywhere. You might be feeling this inside. You might be seeing this in the environments that you're in the spaces that you're in the relationships that you're in. Something is coming to an end. Many things are coming to an end. And some of those endings are glorious and wonderful. And some of those endings are transformations that will lead to new beginnings. And some of those endings feel pretty final. That's just where we're at. 9, so we're going to look at the tarot. So 9s, when we're thinking about the 9 of Wands, when we're looking at this, we see a figure who is battle weary, who is exhausted, who does not have the energy potentially to keep going in a fight that they have been in for quite some time. This is our card of perseverance. This is our card of tenacity. This is our card of willpower. Because to keep going, to get to the 10 of Wands, to get through this season of the 9 of Wands, you have to keep going. Even when you don't have the energy, even when you don't feel like you have the fight any longer. In terms of our mental body, we have the 9 of Swords. It's another card representing weariness. This is also speaking to anxiety and depression and mental health not being in the place that you want it to be. This is the card that can also represent the inner critic. This can represent the shame body. This can represent the unhealthy ego that is so focused on needing to protect self, needing to defend. And this card with this card together, they go so well together because where our mind tends to go, our energy tends to flow. So if our mind is saying, no one loves me, no one cares about me, I'm all alone in the world, I have to do everything by myself, that is also where our energy is going to be flowing. We're going to be hyper independent. We're going to be so focused on what isn't working out for us. We're going to be so focused on where we have to figure everything out ourselves. And it's going to reinforce the belief system that says we're in this alone. We're in this world alone and we can't do anything. Nothing will get done unless we do it by ourselves. That is one aspect of this 9 year that you may be feeling, that we are going to feel throughout. There's going to be, the inner critic is going to come up. The limiting beliefs are going to come up. They have always come up, right? But they're going to be coming up in some big ways. They're going to be coming up during those Mercury retrogrades. They're going to be coming up when other planets are retrograde as well. They're going to be coming up when tragedy befalls your community or your family, or something personal, a personal affront happens to you. They're going to be coming up when you're in the workplace and something doesn't go the way that you anticipate. It's going to be coming up when your money doesn't feel right. It's going to be coming up when you get really scared. It's going to be coming up if you fall sick. Like all of those times when we feel the most vulnerable, when we're on our own and when we're out in the world, but we still feel very vulnerable. These are the things, all the things that we don't anticipate to happen, but we know that life tends to throw at us. one time or another, if not to us, to someone that we care about and that we're in close proximity to and that we care about, like, this is when the fears, the thoughts, and the low energy will rear its head to remind us, hey, do you still think that? Is that working for you? And that question of if it's still working for you is one of the questions you're going to be answering this year. Because you might find, no, it's not working for me anymore. Or you might not be able to answer that question until you feel like your nervous system is regulated and you're kind of through the season, that small season or that longer season of feeling so inundated by all of the tragedies or all of the missteps or all of the mistakes or all of the personal affronts or all of the attacks or all of the things that are constant but that are weary inducing. It's one of the things that happens, right? Like when an animal is wounded, they don't tend to go out into the world and seek for connection. Usually, they tend to hide under something, like an animal in the wild. They tend to hide somewhere so that they can recover because they know that their body will do it if it's a wound that they can recover from. For the animals that are more community oriented, they get surrounded by their community, by their pack. They get surrounded and they get tended to, and there's someone or someone's animals, right, bringing them food or nurturing them or protecting them and defending them against attacks from outside. There's no one right way to do this, but if you're having beliefs where you have to do everything on your own, I encourage you to find the spaces that feel like they can nurture you through this time, whether that's under the blankets, whether that's, you got a little closet that you got to sit in because you're feeling so overwhelmed, whatever you need, truly, whatever you need. But to have those smaller, tighter spaces that your nervous system is going to need to regulate, this is the time to find them out because you're going to need them if that is a core belief that comes up for you. If you're more community centered when you're feeling wounded or vulnerable, then this is the time to start investing in, pouring into, checking up on, nurturing and cultivating the relationships with the people that feel like they are in your support system. If you don't feel like you have a robust support system right now, this is the time to start envisioning, to start dreaming, or to start reaching out and start making some connections. Because some things are going to happen that you don't expect. And if your belief is that I need support, I need community, I need comfort from another, I need to co-regulate with other people, or I need to be protected or whatever, if that is your belief, then you're going to need to have some people around you when some things pop off. You're also going to want to tend to yourself emotionally. This 9-year can offer so many opportunities for just a sense of, when you're reflecting, just like a deep sense of satisfaction. Everything that you've been learning for years, we'll say for the past 8 years, everything that you've been learning about your healing, about your wellness, about your magic, about your self-esteem, about, who you are as a person, your identity, your confidence, all of these things that you've been learning. You've been picking up pieces along this journey, along the way. Everything that you've been learning, there are going to be moments where you feel so much satisfaction and so much bliss and so much joy and playfulness and ease and contentment, because you're going to be looking back like, I am really that person. I am that person. I am that person that created this community. I am that person that started that business. I am that person that supports this family. I am that person that, went on that trip by myself. I am that person that started dating again. I am that person that found love. I am that person that made friends. I am that person, whatever the thing is. I am that person who realized what felt like it was missing in my life. And I am that person who went on that journey to find those things and to become the person that I wanted to become. Wow, I'm really proud of myself. Wow, I really did that. Wow, I'm still doing that. I am that person who started that fitness journey. I am that person who has this body. I am that, whatever, insert thing here. You are that person. And the moments when this comes up, when this arises, when you remember, or when you invest in reflecting on who you've become, oh, it feels so sweet. They're going to feel so sweet. They're going to feel so good. So, so, so good. You just might want to sit pretty for a little bit and be like, I did do that, didn't I? Wow, I am that person. So a lot of celebration energy coming through. And lastly, we have the Nine of Pentacles. It's harvest time, y'all. It's harvest time. There have been things that you have been working at for the past 9 years, and we're going to include 2025. So that by harvest season, so that's the fall equinox through to, we'll say the beginning of Libra season, but depending on, your harvest, depending on what plants you've planted, you could have a harvest season that lasts a lot longer. But your harvest season, your your late summer and your fall is going to be, in some ways, some of the things that you've been dreaming of for maybe the past 10 years. You might just start to be seeing the beginning of it, or you might be starting to feel that what you've cultivated is ripe, in a sense. Like it's ripe, it's ready to be picked, it's ready to be seen, it's ready to be enjoyed, it's ready to be eaten, it's ready to nourish you, it's ready to nourish other people. It depends on where it is that you've wanted or you desire for the harvest to be before you start to bring it in, before you start to share it. But there will be something tangible by fall time. Something that you can hold in your hand or something that you can see with your eyes. Something will have manifested that you have been on some level desiring for at least the past 10 years, if not more. And the level of gratitude that you're going to be in when you see, and it might not be because you see it, is the thing. So a 9-year is connected to the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the philosopher. Sagittarius is the adventurer. Sagittarius is all about higher consciousness and higher level thinking. And sometimes when it comes to our higher level thinking and our beliefs and our philosophies, we don't realize all the way what we believe until we see the manifestation of what we've been working towards. And then we say something about it. You might discover how grateful you've become over this year and over the past few years when you see the manifestation of it and you say, wow, thank you, Spirit. And you might realize that your relationship with Spirit is deeper than you knew before. Or you might say, wow, I did that. And you might realize that your self-esteem is higher than it's ever been before because that's the first thing you say. There's going to be something that you think and that you say and that you feel when this manifestation comes in around fall time, that you're going to start to realize what you believe. You're going to start to realize who you are, who you've become, and who you've been becoming. You're going to start to realize how far you've come on your journey and that you were the person who chose to set out on this journey. I'm excited for this year. So as we're seeing, this year isn't going to be perfect. No year is. No year is. If you're expecting for this year to be perfect, I invite you to let that go. Maybe let it go before the next tragedy befalls, before the next personal affront happens, so that it doesn't feel as earth-shattering, potentially. But this year is exciting. You don't have to be perfect in order for this year to be really great. And things don't have to go perfectly or always be in harmony for you to really enjoy some aspects of what this year has to offer you. You will get through every negative, heavy, hard thing that occurs. You will, because you have before. And you'll either get through it mostly on your own and with spirit and with your body, or you'll get through it mostly with community and with connection and with care. Maybe you'll do a mix. We're going to find out. So, less predictive and more energetic. But I'm looking forward to this year a whole lot. And I'm looking forward to navigating it and checking in with you in the process. So I will see you in the future. I'll catch you really soon. Bye. Take really good care of you.